What's up, what's up, what's up? Just the JP in the house. Okay, so I've been talking about my English experiences and things like that. And I showed you what goes on in my class. I have another video. It's about 30 minutes long. And it's one of my lessons in it's a private lesson, 3 students. One is maybe a 3rd grader and 2 6th graders. Or one is maybe 3rd grader and there's 2 6th graders actually. They're going to be starting junior high school. But one thing that a lot of the teachers, well, actually I can't say a lot because I don't know, but from the few that I have seen, they don't really show you what goes on in the classroom as far as the students act and things like that. Well, one of the big problems in a lot of these schools is that a lot of children really don't talk when you try to get them to talk. But another big thing is there are a lot of kids that are just bad. I mean, while you're talking, they're talking. There's no discipline. It's pretty much, like it would be in your country where you have children who don't pay attention in school and things like that. Some of these kids talk back to you and call you all kinds of names. And like I've been called a gorilla by one girl in this class I just finished with the video. But it wasn't because she was scorning me or anything like that. But it was because actually my way, I guess the way my head shape is, and I had my hair cut a certain way, and even when it was funny because that morning when I looked in the mirror, I even said, "Whoa, I look like a gorilla," and it was kind of funny and stuff. But I'm not saying that gorillas are a bad thing or it was an insult or anything like that, because gorillas are intelligent creatures, and everyone do resemble a primate, I guess, if that's what they're called. And so anyway, it was just funny. And you have some kids that'll just talk about you, call you gaijin, and all kinds of stuff that goes on. So it's really interesting. So when you come out here, don't be fooled about what actually goes on in these classrooms. Because you still have to deal with the teachers. The teachers, some of them, they don't care. A lot of them are jealous because they think they can speak English as well as you do. And they're like, well, why do we have to have these foreign people here? Well, I shouldn't say foreign people, but why would we have to have these English teachers here when we could speak it just as well? And it's not like a lot of the children actually speak in like an American or English accent, because they still keep their Romaji pronunciation, the Rumu and things like that. And so it's really interesting. Then sometimes you're going to have some of these teachers that just will come in and disrupt what you're doing, or like I used to hear this is really common. One guy would always tell me, hey, these teachers, they won't let me say a, they'll say ah. In school, only teach ah, because that's all they teach. And actually, maybe a lot of them probably don't even know. I know a lot of parents don't know, because I've gotten to one big discussion about that. And so there's going to be a lot of stress. You might have some teachers, because you have some people, what it is, you have to understand that people still have to go home, and a lot of people might not like their jobs, and they might smile and stuff, but once you first get there, it's going to be all good. But about a month turns, everybody's going to go back to okay, well, he's here, we got to get used to him being here, and most of the time you'll just be sitting around doing anything. So that's why I said, if you are in a kind of a job, then it's best to get on the computer if they allow you, and just start creating different things, learning something new, because you're going to be there for a year. Some people get so fed up they just quit and move to another part of the country, or leave that school and just quit. You also have to work with a lot of these companies and stuff like that, and these companies, sometimes they dog you out, sometimes the pay is really low and things like that. But a lot of people, because they have families and stuff, they pretty much have to take whatever they can to bring some kind of income in. But if you're single, then you can try to find a higher place that pays more money, because you have more time if living from paycheck to paycheck. And here in Japan, paycheck to paycheck is not 2 weeks or not a week, it's a month. But then again, it depends on where you're going. But most places, they'll pay you about once a month, and that's it. Get one big paycheck, $23,000 or whatever, minus whatever the taxes and the insurance. Monthly insurance, which is really expensive out here. I think it's like, it can get to like $300 a month or whatever. And they'll take that out. And unless you get this other insurance, which I think is like down to 50 or something. That's what I'm hearing and stuff, but I haven't really checked into it. Then another thing is you have to do a lot of traveling when you're going to different places and stuff. I think the best place to work at would be called Seha, because you do have to do a lot of traveling, but your work is really not that much. Really is. You really have a lot of time off from what I hear, or your actual working or on the job work is not that long. You don't work that many hours and stuff, actually putting in work and stuff. But I hear the pay is pretty good for what you do. Also, if you're working with some principals and stuff like that, sometimes they're cool with you, sometimes they're not. The best thing to do is get in there, find what kind of work you're doing. If you work with other teachers, you're going to have your problems. It don't matter if you're black or white with everything or whatever. People got their jealousies and people don't get along. White, on YouTube, they talk as though white people are perfect and they don't have problems. But I hear, in Japan, they do fight each other and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Then you got all these other people from different cultures and different ethnicities, ethnic backgrounds and whatever, and they going at it too. So it's funny and stuff. What goes on out here. Only this information I'm saying you is just from what I'm hearing, because I haven't had a chance to work in any of those eikaiwas or any schools except for one day, but it was like because of foreign teachers thing or something like that. But other than that, I haven't worked for them. I haven't actually went out and looked for a job where, or actually even conducted a interview. I think I only had like one interview with one job that I had, and I think that was it. All the other jobs I had, people either, that was it, one job. Well, two jobs. One wasn't a teaching job though. And that was it, And then my privates, of course, you got to talk to the parents and show them what you can, what you have to show for them and stuff. What you can do and teach the children. But other than that, I haven't really gone through that. So you might want to say, well, why are you giving up this information? Well, I hear a lot, and I do have to work with these children, and I do have to talk to the parents, and the only difference with me is I don't have anyone over me saying do this or do that and do this, and I don't have to work with other teachers, who may, get on my nerves and stuff like that, which they probably wouldn't. I just ignore them and stuff. And the minute they, I just ignore them and stuff. I usually do anyway. But you still have to deal with the children and stuff like that. There's another thing too that you really need to understand. When I talk about there's money over here to be made in Japan, what I mean is there's a lot of money that a lot of markets that haven't been tapped into as far as teaching. I won't say I'm online, but there are. And if you have any type of a business eye to see things, you look around and you'll see that there are a lot of other opportunities and a lot of ways to make money. If you are looking for a job, the best thing to do is go online, jobs in Japan, click on those, and you can get a teaching job. If you don't want a teaching job, then you just have to, you can apply for whatever job you want, if you have the, the skills to get in, but, you still have to compete with the other Japanese people who are here and who've been specially trained in those categories and things like that. But there are jobs out here. If you are not married, then you have to find a job doing what you're doing, whatever your visa says. If you are married, then you can do anything you want and, start business, whatever. You don't need any special visas or anything like that. And that's about it. But, when you do come out here, the best thing to do is hurry up and get over the emotional excitement of being in Japan and all the kids, looking at you and running up and hugging you, and, teachers smiling in your face. Because I'm not going to say it's a front, but like most things, people are just going to get used to it, especially if it happens to you every day. And if you don't take that energy and use it in a positive way, then you more than likely get tired of it and stuff like that. And then your excitement at the job and stuff is just going to turn just like it would be if you're in the States. So we get excited about working out here. The best excitement to have is being, always be excited about yourself and happy about yourself and do things, to keep yourself happy and motivated and things like that. And what I mean by motivation is this is Tamahako Eki, no, Tamatsukuri Eki. Up there. I think that's Tamatsukuri Eki. And you have to do those things to motivate yourself, and if you have to go in the bathroom and tickle yourself or laugh or whatever, always stay motivated, and always stay happy, because what it does is, even though you might not like your job, it will decrease keep the stress real low, because you can go to work and then after work you'll feel all sad and bad or whatever, and then you get to drink and doing whatever. That girl would look like, oh, see, it's really short, but now they have shorts and stuff on now. But anyway, yeah, so that's about it. So when you come out here, just get over the hype as fast as you can. Create your own hype to keep you excited. Be careful with the kids, if they're talking crap, about you. The best thing to do is leave it in one ear, out the other ear, instead of getting upset. If you want to say something to them, constructively criticize them. So like for me, like a kid will say, hey, you're, like they'll call me gaijin. It's like sometimes people on the streets will say gaijin and stuff like that. When I was talking to these young guys, and the kids too, they say, you're a gaijin. I'm saying, I'm not a gaijin. And yes, you are. You're not Japanese. And I'm saying, yeah, but I'm a seikaijin. Means I'm a real people. I'm from this earth. You guys run around and politically categorizing things. That's fine. But, I told them, if Japan was to disappear off the earth would still be here. But if the earth disappear, then Japan won't be here. So we're all world people. Seikaijin, I say. And every time I say that, they'll think about it. And they're like, oh, okay, because a lot of people, they just don't, they're not thinking about that anyway. So when you're telling it, you're like, oh, okay. And you just put them and you in the same category and stuff like that. Other than that, when you come out here and work, keep those things in perspective, because they will help you get over and have a good day at work and do things, because you should come out here and you should never change. Like I said in my videos, if you're a happy person, and keep that happiness. If you're around other foreigners that just talk crap and they talk about their jobs and what they dislike, you keep distance from them, because all they're going to do is just bring you down. You stay around people who think positive and stuff like that. And trust me, you might think I'm not serious, but I'm serious, because some people, they come out here and they get all bogged down, and oh man, here, let me stop this.